Hello everyone, Joe here. In today's Photoshop tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can do focus stacking in Photoshop CC. So this is actually really easy. So let's hop in here and get to this and I'll show you how you do it. Okay. Now, when you open up Photoshop, you're normally presented with, open this file or go to File, Open Recent. We're not going to use those. We actually want to go all the way down to where it says Scripts. Now under Scripts, I got a little program here. Photoshop's going to automate a lot of the process for us. So we're going to go over to Scripts, then go down to Load Files into Stack, and click on that. Now you're going to present them with a little dialog. Here it pops up, it says Load Layers. First you want to choose between Use, File, or Folder. Choose Files, then go to Browse. And we're going to open up the files that I already got taken here. Now, I'll explain more about focus stacking in a little bit. Basically, all these files are different points of focus that I took for these flowers. And I'll demonstrate that a little bit more when we get into Photoshop. Let's just highlight all these. And of course, just go down here and go click OK. And then open up all the files. Now, we have an option that says automatically attempt to automatically align image sources. Now, I did take these using a tripod, and I also took these using a corded trigger. So it shouldn't have moved, but unfortunately, a lot of times it still will move just a little bit. So even if you took this on a tripod, go ahead and down click Attempt to automatically align source images. And as soon as we get that done, go ahead and click OK, and let it load all the files and stuff up. This is actually fairly quick, won't take too long at all. Here we go. Now, like I said, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this. Before I do, look at the edges right here. You see the little edges that look little lines dotted and stuff? That's where the layers wasn't perfect, and they had to line them up just a little bit. So like I said, even though I had on tripod, it did move a little bit. And this could be, for various reasons. The tripod ball head just might have moved a little bit. The image stabilization elements inside the lens might have moved a little bit as well, even if you got it turned off. So there's always those chances something may move. So this is a good example for that. Now let's go over here and talk about the focus stacking. Now, let me uncheck all these right quick. Oh, before I forget, also take a look at this bottom image here. See how much borders on the outside? Then on the top of the image you got much less. Now, not only did it move, there's also focus breathing. So take that into account also when you're moving the focus around. It could change the actual focal length just a minor bit, and that seems to be what happened here a little bit. Now, this lens I was using was the Tamron 70-200, and I actually took the photos at f4. That said, let's get here and take a look at this. Alright. Now, you see the leaf, the far background, see how that's in focus? And I click on the top image here, you can see how this petal over here is in focus. Now, if we go through here, and we'll start just clicking all these up, you can see slowly but slowly I keep moving the focus forward and forward each time until it gets most everything we want in focus. And that works pretty good. So now we're going to click and highlight all these layers here. Now, something I want to show you before we go any further. Let's just go ahead and click all these off. I know y'all probably want to see how to do this right quick. Take a look at this leaf in the background and these petals, how blurry they are. And on this image right here, well, one of these right here, they're much sharper. That will actually cause some issues later on, but don't worry about it. You can just fix that in Photoshop or Lightroom. Anyway, let's just go ahead since I got these highlighted already. And let's go to Edit. And this is actually where we're going to do the focus stacking part. And we go down here to Edit, and we go to Auto Blend Layers. We click on that. Now, they're going to pop up another dialog box, Auto Blend Layers. We have two options here. We have Panorama, which we're not doing a panorama here, or stack images, and we're doing stacking images, and this is what we're going to be doing. And we got some other options here. We got seamless tones and colors, which I am going to check just in case there's any tone variations. This is smoothing it out. And content aware fill, transparent areas, why not? Go ahead and click OK. And depending on how big your files are and how fast your computer is, this could take a few seconds to a few minutes. And it's going to probably take my computer here probably about a good minute to actually process these itself. But this is actually a very, what it's going to do is go down and create masking layers on everything and keep only the areas that are actually in sharp focus. So as soon as this is finished, we'll hop back over here to Photoshop. Okay, welcome back everyone. Well, as you can see, our final image here has been created, and we've got a lot of depth in this photo, despite being kind of macro-like. Now, before we get any further, I will show you the area I was mentioning earlier that would cause us some issues. And you can see how blurred out the edges here. That is because the blur of the petal before, we're actually focused on the leaf, extended over on top of the leaf, and the sharp part of the petal, when we're focused on the petal and not the leaf, is much less, so it causes a blur. But that's not a huge issue. This is something you're going to run into, and you just use a clone tool in Photoshop to kind of just touch it up and get it remove it the best you can. There really is no way that I know of that to get around that, and it's just a byproduct and extra work you have to deal with. But that said, so now we got all these here. I'll show you why this is such a wonderful little script to use and stuff in Photoshop. So we uncheck, it creates a final merged image for us at the top here. We'll go down here to these other images and start unchecking them, and we can see what it does. It goes through and actually takes the areas that are sharpest and areas that are blurred out, and it kind of masks them out in a way that keeps all the sharp points. And this is very, very useful in macro and product photography, or just like I was doing here, taking some pictures of some local orchids that my mother-in-law has. But anyway, that's it for this tutorial. When you get done, you can just save your file and export it. But like I said, that's pretty easy. Just kind of step-by-step process. It's real easy to do focus stacking. I'll try to do a video later on actually doing a tutorial on how I have to do focus stacking. I'm not actually professional at it, but I think it might be interesting for some folks. But anyway, that's it for the Photoshop tutorial part of it. And if you like this video, found it helpful, well, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up is always highly appreciated. If you're not a subscriber to my channel yet, please take time to subscribe. Subscribing is free. It's for you. It'll let you know when I release more videos. Until next time, everyone, thank you for watching.